Good morning, guys. Pastor Steve here. Just wanted to share a brief meditation with you today. Today I've been meditating in the book of Isaiah, and specifically in chapter 40. I wanted to read a few of the verses for you. The scripture says in verse 18 through 20 of Isaiah 40, "Who will you compare God with? What likeness will you compare him to? To an idol? Something that a smelter casts and a metalworker plates with gold and makes silver welds for it? To one who shapes a pedestal, choosing wood that does not rot. He looks for a skilled craftsman to set up an idol that will not fall over." And in this passage here, the Lord has just finished comparing his power and majesty and his size, so that we understand that all of the nations put together before him are like the drop that would be in a water bucket. That they are nothing but vanity. They're nothingness and emptiness before him. He says that the greatest forests on earth is not sufficient as something to be burned in his honor. And all the beasts of that forest would not be sufficient for a burnt offering. And so this is the God that is being defined here in Isaiah 40. And we know from earlier in the chapter that he's offering salvation and forgiveness to those who are hurting and those who need rescuing. And so he then goes on to say, who will you compare God with? And you think that you have this idea of what God is like. You think that you have a knowledge of the Holy One. You think that you could even potentially make his likeness, whether it be with, like he said, a smelter casting some metal, covering it with gold, making silver welds for it, whether it be something that is as long-lasting as a beautifully carved image that makes everybody passing by go, wow, what a beautiful image. Or whether it's something that is carved. Maybe it's not a metalworker, maybe it's a woodworker, somebody who can do just incredible, beautiful work with wood. And the kind of work that, everybody who walks by goes, unbelievable that somebody could do that kind of work. And God's saying, you have the audacity to make an image that makes people go, wow, and think that that's even close to me. And, for a lot of believers in today's world, we don't struggle as much with actually having an image, like an idol that we make that represents God. But a lot of believers struggle with the beauty of their place of worship as being that which draws them to worship the Lord. And recognizing that the greatest beauty, the greatest place of worship on this earth would be the nature that God created, and yet he is so far above and so far beyond that in beauty and majesty that even that does not do him justice. And the greatest creation that we could make from that nature, whether building or structure or fresco or anything, window, no matter how majestically covered, or ceiling, no matter how beautifully painted, cannot come close to the majesty of the Almighty, to the glory and the beauty that he is. So God is just emphasizing for us how awesome and incredible He is. And the short answer to the question that he compares, the question is, what likeness, who will you compare me to? What likeness will you compare me to? And the answer is none. Cannot be any. So God is awesome, and He is beyond our understanding. And we should not try to make Him into something that makes sense for us so that we could put Him in our limited understanding. Well, I hope this is an encouraging and thought-provoking meditation for you today. I know it has been a wonderful one for me to just meditate on how incredible God is and beyond my understanding. And I hope you have a great day in the Lord, and God bless you. Go in peace.